Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. It's Tuesday, the 4th of July, 2023. I'm Amanda Fowler and we are live on Instagram. No, we're not. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. That welcome is probably a good indication as to how the rest of this session's going to go. Thank you for joining me. We've got some crafting to do today, a bit of chatting to do, but I'm a couple of minutes late. My mouse stopped mousing. And if you're a computer person, you'll understand what that means. Basically, I have a wireless mouse and it's not mousing, which... yeah, I have to use trackpads and so it's been a bit crackers for the past 20 minutes while I tried to sort it out and I haven't been able to. So if you're here, thank you. Please bear with me because I can't do the normal technical stuff. I have to use my laptop and various other things. So I don't know how it's going to go today. But there we go. So how are we? Thank you so much for joining me. I had a class this morning and it was my monthly card class I hold here in Hampshire. And we had a really lovely morning, but I did say to everybody that I was probably going to go home for a nap. I didn't get my nap, but maybe I should have had it. Maybe that would have helped my life. So I'm just checking. I'm live everywhere I should be. So if you are watching live, can you do me a sound and light check just in case all of that's not working? Karen's here. Hello. Hello again. And Karen was at class this morning. Hi, Joanna. First time catching me live. Oh, Joanna, thank you. Have you been watching the replays? Where are you from, Joanna? Elizabeth's here as well. She can see and hear me clearly. That's good. And Karen is saying it's all okay. Thank goodness for that. So my technical difficulties is my mouse has stopped mousing. I am covered in ink. Actually, quite a lot of it's come off, actually, to be fair. We had a very messy card today and I had to re-ink one of the ink pads multiple times. So yeah, it was all a bit messy today. So yes. Oh, okay. Hello. So Joanna's in Cambridgeshire. She met me in Vienna in November. So that was at the Stampin Up convention. It was awesome, Joanna, wasn't it? It was a really good. Anne is here saying she hopes I'm feeling better now. I'm getting there, Anne. Still exhausted. And still really needing afternoon naps, but trying not to because then I don't sleep at night. Yeah, this COVID's done a real number on us. And I keep saying it's because we avoided it for 3 years. It was going to get us. It was going to get us with a vengeance. But yeah, but we are improving. So thank you. We had a weekend at home. So that was one of the things I was going to talk to you about actually today. What did you get up to at the weekend? Or what did you do? We did gardening, specifically weeding, and then more weeding, and then more pruning, and then more weeding. Anybody would think we haven't tended the garden for about 7 weeks, 8 weeks. It was a bit of a mess. So yeah, so that's mainly what we did all weekend. Oh dear. Jan's here. Hello. My mouse is on the table. For those of you that weren't here right at the beginning, my mouse has stopped mousing. It's just not working. So I'm having to use my trackpad, and I keep reaching for the mouse to move so I can see the messages. This is really weird. Okay, so Jan is here. Donna's here. So Australia is in the house. Calgary, Alberta's in the house. Hi, Deborah. Good morning. Hello, Valerie. Valorie's in Hollywood, Florida, and saying Happy Independence Day to all my USA peeps. Happy Independence Day to you all. Maureen's here. Oh, Donna, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's been a year since I had COVID. And she's still not over it. And saying, take it steady. Our garden is the same, hacking back constantly. I know, but this is the weird thing. Okay, so everything apart from the stuff you want to grow is growing. So all the weeds are growing, all the bushes and the wisteria is going crazy, but the beetroot's not growing. The rest of the veggies aren't really growing. We've got about 6 gooseberries on our 3 gooseberry bushes. We've got about 6 damsons on our damson tree. And we've got about 6 sloes on our sloe tree. Oh, and about 6 pears on the pear tree. So I don't know what happened in the spring, but clearly none of the flowers got pollinated. So we are not going to have a bumper harvest this year of anything. Oh, my computer's just telling me it needs to restart. Okay, well, we're not going to let it do that. That's otherwise I'm going to lose you all. So something's going weird with my computer. Okay. I'll just hope that it doesn't do anything on its own. Good afternoon, Mum. Pauline's in the house. Donna's saying she's tired all the time and no energy. Yeah, that's how we're feeling. But the thing is, I can't sit still. So that's not true. I can sit still if I'm watching a movie or I'm reading a book. But as a general rule, I get antsy after a little while. So then I have to get up and go and do something. So I'm just keeping myself busy. Donna says it sounds like all my fruit trees are on strike. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, and there's no raspberries either. But that's not really surprising. There's been no rain. But apparently we are getting rain this afternoon. It's coming in across the south coast. I was watching the BBC weather this morning. Typical Brit, talk about the weather. And there's the huge storm clouds and thunder and rain coming right across the south coast. So I'm hoping that the garden's going to get a really good watering this evening. Then I won't have to do it. I'll just have to do the stuff in the greenhouse. So that's good. Hi, Michelle. Michelle was here this morning as well. What else do I have to tell you? I don't know. It is all kind of quiet currently. I think we've had enough weeks of everything being a bit crackers for quiet to be a good thing. I am going to be sending out, so this is something you can all help me with. You can, I'm going to send out an email. So if you could reply to the email, it'll be like a questionnaire poll type thing. Or you can put your comments in the chat. I'm pointing. It's not helping you, is it? Because you can't see what I can see on my screen. About Christmas classes. And I know it's only the beginning of July, but I have to prep hauls and classes and events. So At the moment, I've got a couple of Saturdays, one in October and one in November, Saturday mornings, that I can run stamper stacks, Christmas card stamper stacks, or extreme card classes. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, my in-person classes at Christmas usually consist of stamper stack, which is we make 18 cards, we make 6 different designs, and we make 3 cards of each. So it means that you leave with a stack of Christmas cards. So we do that in person. And I also do something that I call extreme Christmas cards. And we usually make 3 or 4 fancy Christmas cards. Talking about the sort of cards that you send to your mum because you know that she will look after it, or your daughter because she will appreciate the work that's gone into that card. So I can either do one of each or both stamper stacks. I'm not sure. And for those of you that can't come to my in-person classes, my other options is to do the same types of classes online. Now, the stamper stack is harder because when I do it in person, we use 6 different stamp sets. And obviously, we can't do that for a class. So what I tend to do is still do 18 cards, but use 1 stamp set. And the stamp set, maybe a stamp set and a punch, it depends what comes in the autumn winter catalogue, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So we'll still make 18 cards. So you get all the products for 18 cards, but they'll be using just 1 stamp set. So that's an option for an online class. The extreme Christmas cards is also an option for an online class, or a Christmas retreat. Now, a lot of you have already been asking about this. I've done it for the past couple of years. It tends to be a bundle of products between £75 and £99. So it's under £100, but depends on what products actually get included. And we usually have a little fun Zoom bingo on the Friday night, and then we craft all day Saturday, and it's all done online. So do let me know your thoughts. So if you're here and you want to put it in the chat, that's fine. If you want to email me, let me just pop that there. Email me, amanda@inspiringinking.com, and let me know. Or pop over to inspiringinking.com and click on the newsletter. If you're not on my mailing list, get yourself on my mailing list. And then when I send out the questionnaire later today, hopefully later today, then you can answer my questions. And I'll do some little giveaways and send out some goodie bags to some random selections from the quiz. But I just want to know what it is that you're thinking that you might want to do. So let's go back to that. Hi, Michelle. Good afternoon, Zaina. Zaina's going, oh, retreat. Yeah, the retreats have been a lot of fun. And we do quite a lot of Zooming as well, so we can see everyone's faces and chat and so on. So there we go. Okay, so Stampin' Up news. I need to tell you about Stampin' Up news. So Thursday is going to be a busy old day. So on Thursday, we have a new release of online exclusives. So I have mentioned about this a few times. The online exclusives are products that you can't, they're not in a catalogue. You can only see them online. And there's a new bundle of those coming out. It includes the awesome truck stamp and punch that we've all been excited about. We've got a Hanukkah set as well, which is really good. It's been something that I've had lots of requests for, so that's really good news. There's quite a few Christmassy things in there as well, and some general stuff as well. So that's happening. There is also going to be a clearance rack refresh, which means there'll be some bargains in the clearance rack. So make sure you check those out. And bonus days start. And bonus days, some of you will remember this because we've had them before, but bonus days are vouchers that you get for every £45 spend. Now, obviously, my international friends, the amounts change depending on where you are in the world. But for us in the UK, it's £45 spend, and you get a £4.50 voucher, or a coupon. It's a code, basically. And you can use that coupon code in August against an order. So basically, it's giving you like 10%, and then you can use that next month. So really important, make sure you are putting in multiples of £45 when you're ordering. Don't order £89, please. Order 91 or 92, but not 89. And keep your coupon code safe, so that you can use them in August. That would be really good. So there's quite a lot of stuff happening. And at the end of the month, Stampin' Up demonstrators get to see the autumn winter catalogue, which is why my brain is already thinking about Christmas. Because once I see that catalogue, then I so long as I know what classes I'm going to be running, then I know what products I'm going to be buying. And so it goes on. See, busy. Okay. Oh dear. We've got a problem with spam today. It doesn't happen very often. Thank you, Elizabeth. I've deleted, so hopefully it's gone. Okay, right. So shall we do some crafting? Let me. I promised the ladies this morning at class I would share a card with you. So I'm getting everything out of the basket, honestly. I come in from class with all my boxes and I just stack them all up, and I've been rootling through trying to figure out which products I need for today. And there is stuff everywhere. So bear with me a second. This is the stamp set that I'm going to be showcasing today. And it's a $1 million set. It's Rachel Tessman designed this. And Rachel was, she was actually in Vienna with us. I don't know whether, Joanna, you actually managed to speak to Rachel. But she was in Vienna, and I saw her on the incentive trip to Norway in May. And she's really, really lovely. And I did thank her for designing a stamp set that goes with the punch, because we need more stamp sets that go with punches. So we've got that. I've got 2 or 3 cards, kind of depends, see how the time goes. But this is the card one of the cards that everybody made today, and it had a bit of an accident. Now I take pictures of the cards now before I go to class. And often the cards have accidents. And basically, you have 4 or 6 people on a table and everyone's passing things and reaching things. And it just means that the card often falls over. And this time it fell on the ink pad. Can you see? So we've got ink on the happy birthday. We've got ink on the background. Ink just ink everywhere. Oh dear. But there you go. So just to show you, this is really cool. So I'm just gonna show you some of the leaves and things first, and then we'll make a couple of cards. But I just want to show you the happy birthday first before we go any further. This is using this awesome set, Best Family Ever. And that is a 1/2 inch strip, and I've just cut the strip on an angle. And I just say that because so often we're looking for a punch or looking for a die to cut out a sentiment, and use your strips. Use the bits that you're cutting off another card. Oh, Joanna, Joanna's upline is the lovely Michaela. She's a sweetheart. Right, so Zena's saying that Rachel didn't want the punch to go. And Donna says the card looks okay to her. It adds character. It certainly does add character. Okay, right. There's a pile of stuff. I'm going to switch the camera around, or try to, with my weird setting here. So let's just see. Hopefully it will work. Yeah. Okay. There's stuff in the basket as well. So you're just gonna have to bear with me for like a minute while I fish everything out. So let's just start with the stamp. Now, it's a photopolymer stamp set, so you need a Stampin' mat. And mine is never where you need it. Right, so Stampin' mat. Okay, so we've got multiple leaves. So let's just talk about this. So these leaves here, so it's a 2-step stamp. So these leaves will infill these ones and these ones. Okay, and then you've got these 2 pieces which also work with the punch as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do a really simple card, and I'm not sure. You know how you have something in your head and you think, oh, that might be nice, and then you're not sure. So I want to do blue leaves because I want to use these. So these are the tinsel gems, and we've got new ones in the annual catalogue. So there's Tinsel Gems 3-pack, which is this one, and then there's a 4-pack as well. So these ones, I think, are Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, and Mint. I think. Oh, hang on. I have got a catalogue. I have got a catalogue, so I can tell you, because I might be fibbing. Oh, yeah, Lost Lagoon. Okay, that's weird. Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, and Lost Lagoon. They look more mint to me than Lost Lagoon, but that's what they're designed to coordinate with. But I want to play with the Misty Moonlight ones, but I don't know whether or not Misty Moonlight Leaves is going to work. What do we think? I think they will. So the trick with lining up these over this is to look directly over the top. So particularly if you've got varifocals, lift them off your face because it really helps. Line them up. Yeah, look at that. Yep, I like that. Okay, so what I've got is a thick very vanilla and some normal very vanilla, and I think let's have a sending hugs. So I am just going to pop that down there in the middle and use my trimmer. And this is going to be just a tone-on-tone card. So I am just... Ooh. Trim that down. Yeah. So that is going to go on here centrally, and I'm going to stamp my leaves. So what I'm going to do, hang on, let me just, this is a bit wonky. This card blank is really wonky. Let's just straighten it up. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that. So what I want to do is stamp my leaves kind of above and off to the side. And then this panel is going to go over the top. So I'm going to stamp leaves like that. And I'm going to infill. So I'm stamping off with that infill so it's lighter inside. There we go. And then let's just clean that off. Ew. Let's just add that one there. And that one there. And then this, like I said, is going to go over the top. So let's just get some dimensionals. And I appreciate we all love making brightly coloured cards, but sometimes a kind of monochrome style card is nice to do. Just using all the ends of my dimensionals. Ooh. There we go. And then pop some gems. I think we'll have gems at the top. Ew. Can't see what I'm doing. The gems, they're self-adhesive and they're pinging everywhere. So let's just pop that down. Let's try that again. Yeah. Can't have too many gems, can you? There we go. Odd number of gems. And just move all that out of the way. So there you go. Very, very simple card. I appreciate blue isn't necessarily your first choice with green leaves, but very simple, very straightforward. Thank you. Lots of love for the Misty Moonlight. Thank you very much. Awesome. So that's one card. The card that got splattered, I just want to show you the little flowers, because this is a technique. It was new to a few of my lovely customers this morning. So I just want to show you that in case you've not seen it either. So basically, this is a marker to stamp technique. And basically what you're doing is you're taking your markers and colouring the stamp and then getting a two-tone or multiple colours on one stamp. Now, there are a few things that are really, really important to know about this. The first is you can only use these Stampin' Right markers. These are water-based dye ink. So if you're not sure, read on the information. If it says water-based, you absolutely can do what I'm going to do with whatever markers you have. If they say alcohol, you cannot use them. They will ruin your stamps. You do not want to use alcohol markers on your stamps. Basically, they'll just stain them. And depends on how strong the alcohol is, it can actually degrade the stamp. So don't use your alcohol markers. But so long as it says, yeah, you're not going to be able to read that. But basically, these say water-based. So our markers, so these are the old style markers. Stampin' Up brought out a new marker style. So this fine tip is now a bullet tip, like you'd find on a Sharpie, which is very cool. And the brush tip is the same. It's the brush tip that you're going to use. Start out with your lightest color and use the marker with the brush tip, but use the flat bit of it. Don't mash your tip onto the stamp. Use it like this. You're going to stroke down the stamp. So basically, you just want to put ink all over the bit of the stamp that you want in that color. So in this case, making these little roses pink. And then I'm going to take the green, this is shaded spruce, and colour in the stems. So, hang on, if I put that on vanilla, you should be able to see. Now, depending, obviously, this is a really small stamp. Depending on how big your stamp is, will depend on how dry that ink is. And basically, the way you re-moisten the ink is by breathing on it. I call it a magic huff, but basically you're just going to exhale all over the stamp, and that the moisture in your breath re-moistens the ink and activates it. So you'll be able to hear me going, and then I can stamp it, and I've got a beautiful two-tone image. Now, obviously, this is a teeny weeny stamp, but you can get multiple colours on big stamps, and it works really, really well. Okay. So next up, I'm not sure whether the thing that I want to do is going to work. That's why I love crafting with you guys, because I can see if things, I can try stuff out and we'll see. So I've got some shaded spruce and shaded spruce ink. Ugh. And I'm just going to stamp some leaves. Because what I was thinking was that we might be able to make a wreath with this. And because I think that the leaves will probably bend sufficiently. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do half a dozen and see if I can get it to do it. So when you are stamping with a puncher like this, and I'm only using the bottom half of the punch, if you cut strips that are that wide, you can just feed them into the punch. Obviously, I haven't got strips today, but I have. I'm cutting out bits of card so that it will fit in the punch. So that's 4. And then if I get the other leaves, not that one. Where are the other leaves? Oh, there they are. I'd just like to be able to get multiple uses out of my stamps and my dies. So obviously with this and punches, obviously with this we can make cards with the leaves, but if we can bend these leaves around to make a wreath, that would be very cool. And obviously I'm stamping them out, but you could just punch them out. And the other thing that I was thinking of is, what about an autumnal wreath with like with yellows and oranges and so on. I cut that piece too short now and I can't hold it. Darn. Let me try again. Nope. That's not going to work. I could stand here and fiddle all the time. Okay, so let's see how we go with this. So my thought process was, I have card from earlier. So this is actually Shaded Spruce and Poppy Parade, which is a slightly different combo for Christmas than what I've had before. Normally, or often, I go Old Olive Garden Green. But I thought, for a change, I'd do this. And I'm actually using the Very Vanilla as well, but I need to trim that down. This is a new embossing folder. This is called the Exposed Brick. And it's got brick pattern, but also like rendering that's kind of broken down. So can you see how that's kind of working? But that layer's too big. So let's find my trimmer and trim it down. So whilst I've got my trimmer out, I've got a Merry Christmas somewhere. Yeah, we use this today. Merry Christmas. So I don't have a long block, so I'll use my embossing folder. Things can have multiple uses. Yeah, there we go. I've got my Merry Christmas, so that can go at the bottom. Oop. And what I thought I would do is I would get a circle. So I've got this circle. So this was the circle from that first card that I showed you. And what I thought I could do was see if we could bend the leaves around to make a Christmas wreath. So if I can just get my score tool. So you could draw around in pencil if you wanted to. I'm just going to go around with my score tool because this is embossed already. And I'm just going to draw around it. So the thing is, if I use pencil on the embossed bit, it's not going to rub out easily. But can you see there's that little indentation there? So that should be enough to kind of give us the shape. Now I'm just going to wiggle the stems, wiggle the cardstock a little bit. Firstly, to get a bit of movement in those leaves, but also because I want it to bend. And I'll get my glue. So I'm going to pop that down and then kind of bend. I'm going to bend the stem around, and the leaves are kind of going to fall where they're going to fall. And I'm going to layer it up, and I'm going to kind of come clockwise as we go. And I'm using alternate patterns, and I'll probably run out of leaves. I will probably run out of leaves, but that's okay. We got a little bit of time. And I don't want to jinx anything, but the computer seems to be behaving itself and not restarting itself. So that's got to be a good thing, even though it thought it might want to do that. Right, there we go. Stick it down. Stick that stem down a little bit. Right, I'm going to have to go faster with these. I'm just going to... This is going to upset some of you, I know that. Look, a beautiful, pristine cardstock. Just going to squash it. Don't be too mean with it, because you'll break its little leaves off. But you can do a little bit. Oh, I've got ink on my Tombow now. Oop. Let's move that round. Move that round. There we go. Next pattern. Has anyone started their Christmas card yet? This is the second or the third Christmas card we've made at Card Class. Bend that round again. I think it's working. Do we think it's working? Either I've stunned you all into silence, or you're staring intently at my broken bits of cardstock. Stay. I'm going to need some more leaves. Donna's saying she hasn't started a Christmas card yet. Oh, look, I keep sticking my glue on my ink pad. That's really not good. Move my ink pad out of the way. Ew, that's the wrong pattern. Da-da. Just going to need some more leaves now. Stay. There we go. Eek. Okay, let's see. I have got, yeah, I have got some more card. We're all right. So let's just do a few more. So yeah, it's that one. So I think 4 more will probably be enough. Let's see. Okay. So give those a bit of scrunch. And we want that one next. And I think I'll get away with 3, but we'll see. And you can always, the stems, if they're kind of getting in the way or not working, just snip them off. And then we'll go, which I think we'll probably have to do with that one. And don't be afraid if you end up with a bold spot. I'll show you how to fill in a bold spot in a second. Just pop that underneath there like so. There we go. So, for instance, you've got a little bit there, look, a little bit of a stem. So you can just tear off a leaf and just wiggle it in underneath another leaf and cover it over. These are all, this is an organic thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. But it is lots of fun. Okay. Now what this obviously needs are red berries. And it's Merry Christmas at the bottom. What it needs is red berries. And I don't have any red berries because I've got no red upstairs. But I'm going to go with these Lost Lagoon ones, actually. And I'm going to go tone on tone. So let me see. Ooh. Or are we going to go red and I'm going to have to run downstairs and get red? I'm going to have to run downstairs and get red, aren't I? We need red berries. Okay. Bear with me while I go and get some red. And of course, that means we haven't got any red embellishments, or in my stash of embellishments, I haven't got any red ones. But I have got rhinestones and I have got alcohol markers. So before Stampin' Up had alcohol markers, I would use my Sharpie. But now we have alcohol markers. So we can use those. And you just go over the top of your rhinestones to get you the colour that you want. So this is actually Poppy Parade, which is the red, but that was light. So let's just go over with the dark. Sandy's saying, yeah, it's better. 174 days till Christmas. Oh dear. If you've hung out with me for any length of time, you will know I love Christmas. I love getting together with the family. I love the food and the drink and the traditions. And I love buying presents for people and seeing their faces when you get the present right. And giggling with them when you get the present wrong, because, you know, that happens too. Right. Let's get this final bit of the show on the road, because we need a Christmas card with Christmas layers. And boy, is that making a mess. Right. So I'm going to restamp that Merry Christmas. I am not happy with it. Look. Can you see it's broken there on the H? Let's do that again, shall we? Where is the stamp? Oh yeah, I put it on the embossing folder. Is it still there? Yep. Let's try that again. Is that the right width? Yeah. Okay. So the reason the H was a bit wonky is because there was a bit of fluff on it. There we go. The fluff is all gone now. If I'd have remembered when I went downstairs, I could have got a acrylic block. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to trim that down. At 3/4 of an inch. Oh. Am I allowed to say darn? Look at that. I've got ink all over my fingers. Ink on my stamp. If you were here at the very beginning, you will know I had not a great half an hour or so before we started, because my computer and my mouse and things are all behaving badly. And everything that I've touched was going wrong. So it's now causing me a bit of a problem. So obviously everything's being a pain currently. So let's see if I can manage to ink this up and stamp it again. It's made a bit of a mess of that, but we'll see. Yes. All right, let's move that ink pad out of the way quick. Ta-ta-da! It's amazing I can find anything on this desk. There we go. So this is going on top of that embossed brick pattern. Like so. This is going on the Poppy Parade, which is going on the shaded spruce. Deborah says you're laughing with me. That makes me happy. We all need more laughter in the world. More laughter, the better. Also found a little splodge of ink. Can you see that? Just there. So I'll just find another leaf and stick that on there later. I seem to have run out of leaves to do that too, so we'll do that in a minute. Scissors and berries to go onto my wreath. So let's just put them randomly around. I'll put some big ones and some little ones. Does it make you feeling a bit ho ho ho? Oh no, I've run out. Need one more. And of course, you can put a bow on there if you wanted to. But you don't have to. Oh, that was a labour of love, wasn't it? Right, let's just... let's move it all out so you can't see it. Look, it's gone. It's a miracle. Ta-da! So I'm going to put a couple more leaves, one to cover the smudge down here, one up here because there's a bit of a gap, and one to cover that stalk. So when you see this on my blog and the final picture, you'll see that those are covered over. But I'm liking that a lot. There's my really, really simple one. And again, here's my other one that's loved. It's been loved from class. So, so again, when you see this on my blog, you'll see the other version of this. The one before it fell on the ink pad. But Christmas, hugs, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Yeah, I've got a couple more spots. Look, I think I probably need one or two more sets of leaves. So I will scurry away and do that before I take pictures of them. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I really appreciate you spending the time with me. Remember that bonus days, clearance rack, and the online exclusives all launch on Thursday. I will be emailing about that. I'm also going to be emailing some information about a special offer I'm running as well. That'll be coming out tomorrow. And I think that's everything from me for now. I will be back here next Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, and if you do want to purchase anything from my online store, because everything that you've seen today is available in my online store, pop over to my blog, www.inspiringinking.com, and there's a shop now link button there, and there's loads more creative inspiration and tutorials there too. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.